Manchester United's first official bid for Jadon Sancho has reportedly been rejected. There is still a differential of around 20 million euros to negotiate between the two football clubs. A lot going on with the Sancho deal today. Manchester United would like to get it agreed to and signed before the start of England's campaign in the Euros, which of course kicks off in 3 days' time. Jan Aage Fjortoft has confirmed this news to us literally in the last 10 minutes. Hit that like button. Please show your support to the Football Terrace. Subscribe. Turn on the bell notification button. Here we go. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Jan Aage Fjortoft has tweeted in the last 10 minutes or so to give us an update on the Jadon Sancho situation. A lot of speculation, a lot of noise. And what we like to do is bring that to you and give you that opportunity to talk about it, discuss it. Tell us what you think and feel is going on. I'll put up on the screen now what he's been said, and we will go through that together. But he says, I can now confirm that United have put in the first offer to Dortmund. And remember, this is the first official offer. There's been a lot of talking, a lot of negotiating via intermediaries over the course of the past few weeks. It says the clubs, as I am told, are 20 million apart on the fixed fee and bonuses need to be agreed to. What I would say about this is I'll be very forthright with this. Very rarely the clubs put in their first official bid at the level that they end up paying. It's very, very normal for this to happen. However, this is an exceedingly public deal that has been at the forefront of every major sports outlet, every major football outlet, and on the tips of everybody's tongues now for 18 months. So it's a deal that gets a hell of a lot of attention. This is quite normal for teams to offer one thing and have to settle for another. We saw it last summer with a number of deals that the Chelseas, the Liverpools of this world were involved with. It's on Manchester United now, though, to work out what they're going to do to be strong in these negotiations from their point of view and find what Dean Jones believes will happen. Dean Jones believes that there will be a happy medium of some sort found. We went through this a little bit earlier on today with you, but this information here comes from Dean Jones. This isn't my information, but Dortmund were getting the ump because of all the speculation and no sign of an official bid for Sancho. Intermediaries were then instructed to chase Man United yesterday to push for an official bid. Official bid made. Slightly different bit of news here that the first installment was too low, as opposed to there being a differential in fee. Negotiations happening now to find a middle ground. So either which way round you look at this deal, either which way round you look at this situation, you have to look at it from the point of view that the first bid hasn't been accepted, whether it's the total amount or whether it's the structure of the deal. For a Man United fan, I don't really think there's that much of a concern around that at all. Has it all been agreed or not at this point in relation to that? So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the coming hours. Do I personally see a resolution today? I think there is the potential. There is legitimately the potential for there to be a resolution of some sort in the space of the next 6, 7, 8 hours between these two clubs. Both would ideally like it to be resolved. There'd be some sort of formal agreement between the two football clubs and the player before the Euros begins. Now, what we do know is that personal terms are rediscussed and redebated. Sancho's camp and Manchester United. It was a fairly simplistic process, really. At the end of the day, there was always that situation of, does Sancho still want the same money? Is he still willing to accept it? Are they happy to stay till 2026 or do they want to keep it to the 2025 deal that was initially offered? There's been no issues there at all. There's been some slight changes to the deal, and it essentially will have Jadon Sancho, if this deal can be agreed, as a Manchester United player until 2026. Let's go to some of your views here that are coming on here. Rainey says the deal is a joke. Not really. The deal is the deal. And it is where it is. We'll always report on the big deals that are breaking, that are going on primarily for incoming players or big players leaving clubs. Big show this afternoon, some big Chelsea news to report on as well from the Times today as well. Gino Wijnaldum has completed his move to Paris Saint-Germain also, but we kind of knew that one was coming. Onana's ban has been reduced, is what GG says. That's an interesting one. If true, I'm not discrediting your information or what you're saying. I just haven't seen that piece of information myself. But that will certainly be interesting in relation to Arsenal. I want to say Arsenal will link with him. It is Arsenal, yes. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Terry, could it be that Chelsea buy both Haaland and Sancho? Yes. If Dortmund are willing to sell both for the right money, they will, of course, sell both to the same football club. Why would they not? The difference is, or the issue I would say with that happening, is that right now, Jadon Sancho wants to be a Manchester United player. Right now, Jadon Sancho wants to come to Manchester United. Chelsea have made no real inroads into him. They've made no real attempt to sign him. Does that mean it can't change? Of course it can. Look what happened yesterday with Tottenham. Fonseca was not an option, not on the list that Daniel Levy and co had put together for the new manager. The new director of football, Paratici, comes in and is given the autonomy, given the control, given the power to help find the new manager as per his job as director of football, and goes in and puts Fonseca top of the list. Things can change with the snap of the fingers. They can change very, very quickly in football. And although there's been no real work done by Chelsea, they could wake up tomorrow morning and say, do you know what? Actually, I fancy a bit of this. Let's go and get Sancho now, actually. Let's do X, Y, and Z. And it could change the world. It's one of the reasons why I want Man United to hurry up and push things forward in relation to that. There's no doubt about it. Zar says, how much did Man United bid? There's a number of reports, some saying they've bid around. So Fabrizio has said that it needs to be 95 million euros. Jan Fjortoft is saying there's 20 million euros apart on the fixed fee. So we're guesstimating here that 75 million euros fixed fee has been put forward. There's also bonuses that need to be agreed on as well, or add-ons to this deal. Most people believe in the end there will be a happy medium found where the deal in its entirety will be worth somewhere in the region from transfer fees alone, including bonuses, around 95 million euros. So it'll be within that ballpark. United were always going to shoot in a little bit lower to begin with, as it's the first official bid. Remember, the transfer window has only just opened as well. Terry, if Man United really wanted Jadon Sancho, he'd be there already. The Glazers are playing silly games. The Glazers are trying to save money because that's what the Glazers have always done. So Man United really wanted him from a player personnel point of view. So Ollie, the scouting teams, the players, they want him 100%. The club getting it done, not so much. What I will add in there, Twisted, is that Manchester United fans have moaned and bleated for years that we've overpaid for players. What I do find a rather ironic and fickle and hypocritical point of view from football fans, but I love seeing it because I love football fans for this very reason, is we will chop and change our tune depending on who we're looking at. We will praise Liverpool and Chelsea for dragging deals out all summer and getting great prices. But when it comes to our own club, we just want to pay it and we just want to get it done. And I completely understand why. Let's just see what happens with the new team of negotiators, the new team that are working on this, and see how it pans out for Manchester United. I think that is sensible. Positivity will get this transfer past the line. I think it will. And the likes of Myrtle and Darren Fletcher now being the voice pieces, the mouthpieces of Man United, having that football brain, having that football ability. What we hope is that yields a better result. And remember, the transfer window has been open for 24 hours. That's how long it's been open for. This was always going to be a hard deal. If Man United get this done before the Euros, it's the only major deal to be done before the Euros. The only big money major deal to be done. Credit needs to be applied there. Yes, it started last summer, but lots of deals are months, if not years, in the making. They truly are. A comment here saying Isak to Arsenal, done deal. Can you imagine? I swear, do you know what's funny about that, right? I would so love Isak to come to the Premier League. It would be amazing. It'd be amazing to see how he does. And I'm sure a man like Ites would absolutely love it. Not seen Ites for a while. I hope that he is well. Daniel here says the Glazers aren't good at negotiating. Bet they wish they had a negotiator like Marina. Well, yeah, the Glazers, I don't know how good or bad they are. They don't get involved in this. They delegate. And it was Matt Judge and Woodward that were running this last year. It's now Murtaugh and Fletcher that are in there doing the talking. They are the faces, and they are the relationship. They're the people behind the relationship. And that's how it needs to be. That is how it needs to be. The owner of my old company was a great guy, but he was terrible. He had the money. He set the prices. He had the brains to create this wonderful business, but he had very bad people skills. And those bad people skills messed up negotiations. So he hired me and my team to do the negotiations for them, to build those relationships, to manage all the crap that comes with sort of peer-to-peer relationship managing within business. And that's what this is. And I think that I'm still skeptical, but within my cynicism, I'm willing to see what happens before I overtly judge it. Do me a favor, everyone who's tuning in, hit that like button, hit that share button as well. We are back at 5 o'clock with our proper show, but I wanted to give you an update on this stand alone. Terry, Lukaku's agent, just confirmed that he's staying at Inter. He didn't. read what he said again. I read his comment. This is what his agent said. He said Lukaku is happy at Inter. We already knew that. He has a contract. We already knew that. So there is no point. There's no problem at all. We know there's no problem at all. The situation is calm. Of course, the situation is calm. They're happy to leave if the right offer comes in, but they are happy to stay. Thus, it's calm. If he wanted away from Inter Milan, it's a little less. He said after a meeting with the Inter board, it just is what it is. Lukaku will leave if the right offer is made to Inter Milan. One of the biggest reasons Milan started pushing back, saying he's not one of our players on our sale list, is talk of 60, 70 million pounds when they were equally looking at 150 mil for Haaland. Inter have now pushed that price up and that demand up. So for me, I wouldn't overtly worry. Does it mean this is what you've got to understand. Football fans always try to catch people out on opinions because they want to try and win these little battles. There is a massive chance that he stays at Inter Milan, but it doesn't mean he won't leave. Those two things can be true at exactly the same time. And his agent's comments, what have we learned from that? We know he's happy at Inter. We know he's got a contract, and we know there's no problem. But that doesn't mean he won't leave. There could be a problem when he returns from the Belgium camp. Maybe they've sold too many good players. Maybe he doesn't get on with Inzaghi. Maybe he wins with Belgium, and then he finds out one of the biggest two teams in the world in Man City and Chelsea want him, and want to make him the centerpiece of the Premier League title-winning teams and title challenges. He goes, I actually fancy a bit of that now. I don't know. His mind can change. Lukaku could still leave Inter this summer. As to smash the like button if you want Sancho to come to Manchester United. Absolutely get that done right now. Will he or will he not? We don't know at this moment in time, but we will see. Thank you very much, Ads, for that super chat. It means a great deal to me. Let's keep forward here. Terry, can you see agendas about Sancho formulating by rivals? It's beautiful. Literally top 3 young players in Europe for the last decade. He is a massive signing. Look, I've seen agendas creep in from rivals, and I've already started to see agendas creep in from Man United fans. The fear for a lot of certain Man United fans is that Sancho improves us and we improve as a team, and that leaves them in the mud with their wants and desires about us not being successful. It also depends who Sancho is used to beat a stick with, like if he's used as a stick to beat anybody with. And what I mean by that is, if Sancho comes in and he keeps Rashford out the first team, certain Man United fans are going to love him. If he comes in and he keeps Martial out of the first team, or he keeps Greenwood out of the first team, if he's then used as a stick to beat Martial or Greenwood with, and I'm not saying that is fair or right in either direction, certain Man United fans will push agendas on him. It's the way it's always been. Or it's the way it's been for a long, long time now in the social media world with that. I can already see it form. It's the same thing that happens to Bruno. If Bruno wasn't used as a stick to beat Pogba with when he came in, which I thought was disgusting, Bruno would be more respected by particular Man United fans, the ones that have a real affinity towards Bruno. If Bruno hadn't helped keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job, more Man United fans would like him. It's just the way it goes. And it's just, what I would say to you this, Harrison, rivals hating on him, United fans hating on him, if he's doing a good job for us, just sit back and enjoy it and laugh. Think of it as having your own, like a plethora of jesters to watch be funny, because that's what it is. It's funny. It's funny takes on football. Don't get annoyed by it. Simple as that. Terry, thoughts on AWB being converted into a centre-back? Strange and worrying. He gets caught under the ball a lot. His positioning isn't always great from crosses. So that one-on-one defending, no issue. The other element scares me, but who knows? Can you imagine if he does it and he turns into a superstar centre-back? I wonder what they say about Ollie then. I don't know. Star-Lords, one of our members, says, my fear is that the Bundesliga is a Fugazi league and Sancho had it easy. I hope he don't flop. Do you know what I find interesting? If it's a Fugazi league, then Lewandowski can't be considered one of the best strikers in the world. Kimmich can't be rated. It's Fugazi league. Right? We know it isn't. It's a top quality league. And there's cycles. There are times where the big German clubs are better than the big English clubs. Right now, the English league is stronger. But these things go in cycles. And in 5 or 6 years' time, that'll be the other way around. We have a super chat here that says, your thoughts on how Sancho could improve United and could he force Ollie to change his style of play? I don't think it will. Ollie's style of play is just very quick, direct, fluid football. And when I say fluid, I mean the movement of people. He likes players that are multifaceted, that can go central, that can go left, that can go right, that can interchange, so they're comfortable. Bruno Fernandes drifts out to the right-hand side a lot. Pogba, when he isn't starting on the left, drifts out to the left a lot. Rashford can go central. Greenwood, we know, can go central. As an example, Edison Cavani loves working in the channels, loves dropping deep at times. Sancho is multifaceted in that way. He's a good technical baller. He's better than what we have on that right-hand side from a build-up and an approach play point of view. So with Ollie's system, once that ball gets into the midfield third of the pitch, Ollie's team try to generally, if they can, 4 or 5 passes to work the ball into the box. Sancho can help us do that easier. Great passer of the ball. He's also good with the ball at his feet. He's a good carrier of the ball at times as well. So when it needs to be carried or past people, he'll help us in that area. But the biggest thing that will help with the approach from Man United is more balance. Right now, something like 45% of our attacks come down the left-hand side at Manchester United. Enabling maybe 10% of that more to switch across to the right-hand side gives us balance. It means that teams can't overly defend the left-hand side. It will give the Pogbas, it will give the Rashfords and Martials that I think will still occupy that area next season slightly more time and space that will only see us score more goals. So for me, that's what I see happening on top of that. What it will also do is relieve any pressure being put upon young Amad Diallo. And I'm really intrigued to see that competition. Now, if Amad Diallo rises to the occasion, improves, and forces his way into the team, then it's to be interesting to see where Sancho goes. He can play 10 if he needs to. He can also play on the left very, very efficiently as well. So there's pressure there on Martial, and there's massive pressure there on Marcus Rashford. And that level of competition is what we need. If there is any Man United fan that's worried about the development of any other player at the signing of Jadon Sancho, rather than the betterment of Manchester United Football Club, I look at your opinion as key stage 1 and pointless. I don't care who starts. I care that we win. Now, of course, if Sancho's starting games and Greenwood's missing out and we're not scoring enough, we're not winning, then we criticize. But as long as we're winning and as long as we're improved, which I think Sancho can help us do, it's great. Longer vision beyond Ollie. Let's create the best squad possible. When the next manager comes in, for whatever reason, we need someone there as good as possible. A recap here for anyone who just tuned into the Football Terrace. Man United have had a reported 75 million euro bid rejected or pushed back at this moment in time from Borussia Dortmund. They expect around 20 million euros more. Negotiations are ongoing as we speak, trying to find a middle ground. There is a lot of thought that by the end of today, there could be a resolution to this situation. It may meet a stalemate and it still may protrude and push on beyond the Euros, which is what all the industry experts felt would happen at any moment in time. There are slightly some contradictory reports that suggest that it's not so much the base fee, it's the structure in the first installment is too low. Either way, the first official bid has gone in, hasn't been accepted at this moment in time. More to come. Let's do one more question here. We've got one from a member, Blue Viper, who's a City fan, who says Sancho is already at a better club he'll most likely stay in Germany. The United move is a downgrade for him, in all fairness. That is what Blue Viper believes there, and you're entitled to that opinion. Viewers, do you agree with Blue Viper? Do you agree with Blue Viper? Is this a step down for Jadon Sancho? I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. I want your opinions on that. Listen, we're back at 5 p.m. today with more updates for you in relation to the, not just Jadon Sancho, big Chelsea news coming up this afternoon, big Arsenal news coming up this afternoon as well. Really looking forward to going through that with each and every single one of you. Make sure you subscribe to The Terrace. Click on that bell notification button as well. That way you never miss a live stream again. Also sign up to the Discord server. Get yourself on that, one of the best chat rooms, football chat rooms on the planet. It truly is. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again